Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back to another video. This is your girl, Miss Bev, and this month, as we all know, is Children's Month. Again, as I've said about Mother's Day, every day should be Mother's Day. Black History Month, every month should be Black History Month. Christmas, well, I don't know, but these special days put aside for to celebrate these things, our fathers or our mothers or our children. We should be doing that daily. Let's not wait around for the month to come and it's Children's Month and somebody's talking about it, then you remember. I am just giving my contribution because this morning, one of you, my MVP family member, Queen G, she shared a very important link with me in my email. And when I watched that video, I was just crying. And they were not weak tears. They were not tears of weakness. They were tears of joy to see young children taking the lead role, young children reaching out to speak on behalf of their counterpart, the other young children starting what do we call it? Well, he started a school. So I knew of that little boy a long time. Akeem, his name is Akeef. Right? I knew of him a long time. Akeef Nugent. Because Auntie Donna there was something that she was involved with. I think she received donations was to help him find a space. Because this little kid, at 8 years old, he was out there teaching children like himself, helping them with homework. A boy of my own heart, a young man. Now he's in high school, he's still doing it. Leaving school, getting home, resting for a few minutes, then hustling back to support children who need support. So yes, it's Children's Month. It's a time to reflect on the seeds we plant in young children, in young hearts, in young human beings. Because children don't just hear us, they become what we teach them. If we look back at Matthew 19, verse 14, remember when the people were there with the children and they were trying to get to Jesus Christ to have their children blessed? The disciples said, "No, go away, he's tired, leave him be." But Jesus said in that moment, he said, "Don't you ever push those children away." He says, "Let the little children come to me. For the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as them." Right? He says, let them come, for of such is it. So don't forbid them. Let them come. Because this is what the kingdom of heaven is going to look like. And so I want to share a poem which was written by a beautiful soul, Dorothy Law Nolte. And in Dorothy's words, she says, "Children learn what they live." She said, "If a child lives with criticism, he or she learns to condemn. If a child lives with hostility, he or she learns to fight. If a child lives with ridicule, he or she learns to be shy. And if a child lives with shame, he or she learns to feel guilt. If a child lives with tolerance, he or she learns to be patient. And if a child lives with encouragement, he or she learns confidence. If a child lives with praise, he or she learns to appreciate. And if a child lives with fairness, he or she learns justice. She says if a child lives with security, he or she learns to have faith. And if a child lives with approval, he or she learns to like himself. If a child lives with acceptance and friendship, he or she learns to find love in the world. Today, I know that for many parents, it is hard. It is very hard. Some of us, we do not know how to talk to our children. Some of us, it's not that we don't know, but the stresses of life are so many that sometimes, instead of just speaking softly to the child, instead of helping them to build confidence, we ridicule them. And they learn to be quiet. They learn to be shy. They learn not to speak up for themselves. But let us understand that even when we have constructive criticism, when we talk to our children, let it be constructive. Let us remember that our children, they have a voice themselves. Sometimes we need to just listen to them because we cannot tell how they feel. So sometimes we need to stop and have conversations with our children. Growing up, I always tell you, you cannot expect from others what they don't have to give. My grandmother didn't have what to give. So yes, I was ridiculed a lot. Yes, I was criticized a lot. I wasn't one of the kids who was told, I'm so proud of you. Granny encouraged me to, don't give up, keep trying, you know. If at first you don't succeed, try again. That's what she knew. But to come home with all my work correct, or I was the one who got to teach the class this evening, and you know, there was no words. And so I went out. I'm very shy. I told you guys, I don't know how I'm sitting at the camera talking to you. I don't know how I've been a teacher for so many years in the classroom. But I found ways because I had to affect the lives of children. And in order for me to be effective, I had to put on that whole armor of God. I had to come out of my shell and be that happy person, that loving and kind person, that encouraging and empowering person. And so tonight, I will say to you guys, all of you who dug deep in your pockets and contributed to the scholarship fund, you did a great thing to support the young children. You are giving them hope. You are helping their parents to not scream for even a moment. Because we know when things are hard, that's when parents become frustrated. When things are going well and there's food on the table and the bills are paid, a parent go easy with the kids, you know. But when things are not so right, we know that parents become harsh. They become a different form because it's overwhelming. But tonight I'll say to you parents that our children are watching everything we do. They're listening to us. And because they're watching, every word we say, every choice we make becomes a part of who they become. So let's teach them love. Let's teach them truth. Because what they live is what they will become. Little Kayla came to me and Kayla wouldn't speak. And if something goes on, you say, Kayla, what happened? She just looks at you, not speaking. Same way she was with her mom, with her adoptive, the lady who says she's going to adopt her. She asks a question, she just stands there. Thank God Kayla is here, and I ask her, I talk with her, I talk to her. I explain to her often, I said, Kayla, you have the words in your mouth to speak to me. I said, I'm not present when things happen. So in order for me to know, you have to let me know. We've had so many different conversations. I use the positive words. Even when she was failing, I didn't tell her she was failing. I told her I was proud of the efforts she was making. Even when I found something, I say, I'm glad that you at least tried. And I continue to encourage her, to let her know she's filled with greatness. She's such a kind soul, and yes, she has a lot of stuff, but those lot of stuff is not all who she is. And so I keep on encouraging the positives. I keep on encouraging the positives. Tonight she sat at the table as we ate, and she's not a big eater. And so sometimes when I put the food in her plate, if it's something she's not used to, she wants to throw it out. So she has thrown out too much food. And I says, we can't do that. There are many kids who have gone to bed without anything to eat tonight. And so, Kayla, I want you to enjoy and appreciate. And I keep saying it to her. And tonight I heard her say to me, she likes to, when she eats up, she shows me her plate. Grandma, say I ate up. And tonight when she said, Grandma, look, Grandma, I ate everything up, Grandma. I don't want to waste food anymore because you pay a lot of money for it. And there are some children who could have enjoyed some of this. And I just looked at her and I smiled. I said, thank you. So children will learn, and they will live the things that we have taught them. The changes that this little girl has made, it is remarkable. And so I know that if we encourage, being soft doesn't mean that, we're not parenting, but sometimes it is the softness that would bring out a lot out of them. If we keep yelling and beating and putting down and punishing and relying on don't spare rod and spoil child, and we beat till we blue. And all that we get is a kid who becomes, I don't care. But when we talk to them and they know we care, they want us to be happy. I say sometimes to her, I say, Kayla, when you don't do the right thing, I hurt. Because I love you so much. I want to see you do well. You think that doesn't affect her? It affects her. And she'll come back and she says, Grandma, I'm praying. I'm praying to do better because I know you're not happy when I don't do the right things. So as we celebrate Children's Month, it's almost the end, but it's not too late to just sit with your children. Talk with them. Talk to them. We talk enough at them. We yell enough at them. We put them down enough. If they look like their fathers and we don't, we and the fathers are not together, and we say the fathers are bad and this, and we talk all sort of negatives about the father, the man who is supposed to be their strength, their hero. When we belittle them and we put them down, the children are the ones who struggle. But when we encourage and we uplift, and even when the father is not giving anything, you don't need to tell them that he's not giving anything, because they didn't choose who you had to kick them with. But when you talk with them and what you have, you make it work, and let the father deal with his conscience. But you encourage your children and don't teach them to be bitter, because it's in the bitterness, and the anger, that these children rise up and be who they are, with the anger and the frustration and the fights and all those other things that are not becoming, that are not safe, that are not respectful. So as we celebrate the last few days, I am just saying to us that let us build them up and let the children come and grow in love. Be good to yourselves, and again, thank you so much, Queen G. I'm going to post the link in this video. I'm going to pin the link of the Change Makers. This is SIM, S-I-M, Soul Sessions, and it's a YouTube channel, and where she speaks to people who are making changes in the world, I think. But these two young people, Ngozi Wright, who went and spoke in the House about the issues affecting children that needed to be heard. She is in high school now. She sees it. She says so many kids have invited her into groups, and when she go to these groups, she says she has to run from them, because the things that these children are talking about, they should not be doing these things. She said too many of her children are being raped and molested. They're being abused. They're killed. Too many. They're emotionally, physically, and all of the alleys, mentally abused. And somebody needed to heard. And so she became that voice. So I respect, and my hats off to you. And then we have Akeef Nugent, who started a little school tutoring children at the age of 8, teaching them what he knew. And now he has now a space where he is doing his teaching. Guys, if we teach them, they can learn. They're so filled with greatness and goodness. They're so filled with kindness and love, if we just give them a chance to show us. So let us go out there and do what we have to do for our children. Let us go out there and do what we have to do so our children can build and they can grow in love. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video, share the video, and leave your comments, guys, positive comments. How are you affecting children in a positive way? Whether you're grandmother, auntie, uncle, cousin, any adult, how are you helping to affect children in the right way so that they can rise up and call us blessed?